Have you ever thought to yourself, what is the best superhero series out there? Do you think of Batman, with the classics such as Batman 89 or The Dark Knight? Do you think of the DCEU, with classics such as Wonder Woman 1984 or The Flash? Well, for me, it's the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy.
Get the fuck out of the way! I can't see! There are cars there, motherfucker! Get out of the way!
This trilogy is my childhood. I was never a comic book guy, and I only really cared about these movies because Spider-Man is fucking cool. I remember back in the day, whenever I'd watch these, this was like the first movies me and my dad would watch together, and every Halloween after this, I would dress up as Spider-Man and pretend to be Spider-Man, and still do pretend to be Spider-Man because Spider-Man is just fucking cool. I believe that there's only like a couple movies that people need to see, like The Empire Strikes Back, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, The Dark Knight, but especially these movies. I have never met a person on this planet that doesn't like these movies, and if you're one of those people, I just don't understand. I don't understand how anyone couldn't like these movies, because they're just so fucking stupid. They're so wacky, and they're so crazy, that I just love every second of it. Yes, even 3. We will talk extensively about 3 when that time comes, but I love all of these movies. None of these movies are bad. Even, like, the later Spider-Man movies, I don't think are terrible, except Amazing Spider-Man 2, but even that is kind of fun to watch and rewatch and just see how dumb it is. But first we have to start with the one that kicked it all off. Spider-Man 1, releasing in the summer of 2002, starring Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, William Dafoe, who will become the greatest casting choice in all of cinema, and also J.K. Simmons, who is like the second best casting choice in all of cinema. All of these things, I'll go with Sam Raimi and Danny Elfman's score, and all of it is stupid. All of it is wacky, and I fucking love it all. There's so many things, like behind the scenes info, that I know for some reason about this movie, that I just have to tell everybody. I don't know when I found this out. I don't know how I know it, but there was a trailer that was released in the summer of 2001 where it showed like these guys trying to attack the World Trade Center with a fucking helicopter. I don't know what they were doing. I guess they were trying to I don't know. I don't even want to speculate. But it zooms out to show Spider-Man, web them up in the middle of the Twin Towers, and I've heard rumors, I've read somewhere that was supposed to be the opening of the movie. I don't think so. I think it was when they revealed his suit, because if you watch that trailer and then watch the movie, you see that clip, before they cut it, it still zooms out of Spider-Man's eye, which is a great shot, by the way. It's fucking amazing. But it just zooms out of it, and that is still in the movie, so I assume it's going to be when they were revealing his suit. But if you pause at that moment and zoom into his eye, you can see the Twin Towers and the helicopter in the middle of it for 2 frames. So that's funny to me, because that was cut, and obviously they couldn't have that in a movie that released in 2002, especially that took place in New York. I mean, I understand that, and I believe that's why they added the thing at the end whenever the guys help Spider-Man fight Green Goblin. Just so that New York can be like, hey, we did something. Which is cool. There's also just other wacky things that happen throughout this movie, and I love them. And Spider-Man 2 for the PS5 came out recently, so I've been in my Spider-Man bag, and I just want to talk about these. So eventually I will cover all of them, hopefully. But for now, we're talking about Spider-Man the First. And there's not much else I want to intro about this movie, because everyone already clicked off. But let's just watch Spider-Man 2002. We open with the coolest opening credits I have ever seen. Just look at all this shit. Most credits are just there to show us, who's working on the movie, whatever. But these also give us cool visuals and basically sum up the movie without really giving that many details to people who know Spider-Man. Partner all that with Danny Elfman's killer score, and we got what might be the best opening credits to any movie ever. Yes, I did write a whole paragraph about the opening credits, so this is probably just gonna be a long video. We actually open with a cool transition to Peter Parker, played by Tobey Maguire, chasing the bus. Once getting on the bus, he's bullied by the other kids, as they are on a field trip to a museum or something. I don't really know. It's like a lab thing. Who really cares? And yes, I did put quotes around kids, because these people are clearly in their 30s, just trying to pretend to be in high school. Just look at all these people. The teacher looks younger than the children. We cut to Harry and Norman Osborn, who you may not know it yet, but will become the best characters in these movies. Harry throws a fit as Norman says something stupid, and we move into the museum. Peter gets bullied again, but tries to take pictures of Mary Jane, played by Kirsten Dunst. But more importantly, Peter, your pictures aren't even in frame. They're not even centered. Are you even a photographer? But oh no, while all this is happening, he gets bit by an escaped spider. Good thing this is not important to the plot whatsoever. We then cut to Norman Osborn, played by William Dafoe, what might be the greatest casting choice of all time. We will see that later how good he is in this role, but for now, some bad military guys come in to see how the super people tests are going. Norman says something dumb again, but we quickly go to the home of May and Ben Parker. And I really do like the older versions of these characters. It does leave some for great character moments later in the series. But enough of that bullshit now. Peter is home. He says he doesn't want any dinner and goes upstairs and dies. I mean, he becomes the title character of Spider-Man. But wait, also we cut back to Oscorp, where we see Norman use the super serum test on himself and becomes the Green Goblin. Peter wakes up and memes his way downstairs. Then it's time for school, I guess? I thought this was the same day when I rewatched this, but I guess it's a different day now. It doesn't matter, so let's just continue. Peter sees MJ walking and starts talking to himself like a weirdo and misses the bus again. In a near mirror shot to the opening, Peter is chasing the bus, but this time sticks to the paper. That's weird. We are now in the home of the Osborns, where Norman is told that the glider was stolen and the bald guy were killed. Oh no, that's terrible. In school, Peter is eating alone, like a weirdo again. Then Mary Jane walks by, but oh no, she slipped. So, I found out in my research that that was real. Tobey Maguire actually did that. That wasn't CGI. But it also depends on who you ask to see how many takes it took. And this one article that I read, it said 157. But I don't know about that number. That's the highest number I saw. It was somewhere in the range of that. That's just another cool fact about this movie. But let's just continue. There's a fight. Oh no, the first fight scene in the franchise. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Everyone calls Peter a freak, even though Flash kind of started it. But whatever, we have memes to get to. Peter goes to test out his new powers, but misses stuff he promised Uncle Ben that he would help out with in the process. He has a weird talk with MJ, but she leaves with Flash in his car, so Peter wants to get one. He goes to this wrestling match to win some money for the car, but Uncle Ben gives him the most important speech of his life. Enough of that shit, we have more memes! After winning the fight, the guy won't give him the money and gets robbed immediately after, so Peter lets him go. Unfortunately, this is the guy that shoots and kills Uncle Ben. These scenes are the most important in the entire franchise. You mess these up and there's kind of no point of continuing. The great responsibility is Spider-Man. It's the reason he does the things he does, and both performances in these scenes are great. Even though Tobey's face looks kind of funky, but I think that just adds to it. This is the scene that I think about whenever I rewatch these movies. It's not the action, it's kind of the memes, but it's this. This is the most important thing about Spider-Man. Also, another fact, people get this wrong, that in the original speech in the comic books, it's not Uncle Ben, it's from Stan Lee. So rip to both of these legends, and thank you for your parts in these scenes. Okay, enough of that stupid shit. Let's get to more memes. So now it's graduation, and we get this montage where we get our first instance of the amazing extras in all of these movies, where we get a little look at our characters since Uncle Ben's death. Mary Jane works at some diner, Peter gets a job with the Daily Bugle and taking pictures of Spider-Man, and Norman teaches us about sacrifice. And yeah, Harry and MJ are dating now. That doesn't really matter. Now we're at this fair thing. I don't really know what this is, but it's a great scene. It has everything that I love about these movies. Dumb dialogue, dumb action, and even dumber extras. But we get our first fight between Spider-Man and the Green Goblin. So how is it? Well, it's a fight that took place in the early 2000s, so I guess it looks kind of funky, but it's kind of cool. MJ almost dies, and Peter saves him. And then I guess he turned into a mannequin for some reason, and then dipped. Yeah, some more memes. After this, we get some more of the great William Dafoe acting as the best character as he attacks the Bugle. And something I totally forgot, J.K. Simmons is in this movie as J. Jonah Jameson. Totally forgot that, but also great casting. He's the best. He's also the best. But anyway, the Green Goblin puts Spider-Man to sleep with, of course, another meme. Then after waking up, the Goblin asks Spider-Man to join him and gives him an ultimatum. Even though he could just unmask him right now, but just chooses not to, I guess, and then leaves. Mary Jane and Peter meet in the street and says Spider-Man saved her, and Peter is like, oh damn, that's cool. Then she runs off as the rain just appears out of nowhere and gets attacked. And Spider-Man is just here now, and then we get some iconic shots, but we don't care about that shit. We're here for Spider-Man. What the fuck? After this, we get the best fight between the two, as this burning building is just here, and then the fight just ends. Now we are at Thanksgiving, and Norman figures out that Peter is Spider-Man, and for a quick second I thought that he realized that Norman was the Goblin, but I guess fuck me, because he doesn't realize that, as Norman just becomes a Giga Chad, and says MJ is for the streets, not the sheets, and leaves, and then he attacks Aunt May. Blah, 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 more character shit, it's a Spider-Man movie, I don't care about this, blah, 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 where's the action? Oh, there it is! So Green Goblin stole MJ, somehow, don't know how that happened, but it happened off screen, and he's holding her and a bunch of kids over there, over a bridge, and he makes Spider-Man choose who to save. But because this is a superhero movie made in 2002, he saves both of them, of course. Did MJ help or do anything other than scream the whole time? Of course not. As we'll find out later, she is absolutely useless to the plot of these movies. Spider-Man and the Goblin have their final fight as the Goblin kills himself in a very stupid way. The only way to make Harry hate Spider-Man so we can set up a later villain in the movies. The movie ends with a stupid face at Norman's funeral, and that is Spider-Man 1. Spider-Man 1 is maybe considered the second best in all of these movies, as Spider-Man 2, the next one, will always be considered the best by me. I love the origin story of Spider-Man. It's simple, it's stupid, it's whatever. Mary Jane is useless as always. No shade to Kirsten Dunst. I think everyone in this movie is great at acting, except the butler guy. But we haven't talked about him yet. We will talk about him later in this video series. But for now, everyone is good at doing their job. Toby is incredible, and I didn't realize how many dumb faces he made. In my notes, I tried to write down how many times he made dumb faces, and I kind of lost track. Also tried to count how many memes as I could find, and I had this idea of just putting all of them in a compilation here at the end of this video, and I think I'm going to do that. So if you don't want to watch Spider-Man because of the cool Spider-Man shit, maybe I can convince you to watch it because of the memes. So here they are. I hope everyone enjoyed this video, and hopefully I will finish this series because I have an amazing track record of not finishing reviewing movie series. Hopefully this is not one of them. So, goodbye.
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
The next person who talks will fail this course. I kid you not.
This
It's cold.
Oh my god.
Hey! Unlock the thing! Take the chain off!
Hey, Freak Show! You're going nowhere! I got you for 3 minutes! 3 minutes of playtime!
I started this company. You know how much I sacrificed?
Hello, my dear.
It's Spider-Man!
Are you in or are you out?
It's you who's out, Gobby. Out of your mind.